Well, my name is real name Patrick, but my alias, if you want to call it that, is Patwwa. A lot of people get it wrong with 2 A's instead of 2 W's. But yeah, I'm, you can say, part of Quantic Media, and I am head of that division.
How did you get the position?
Well,
how did it all start?
Mark Barrage, he definitely was like, I mean, he saw something in me. I mean, I just started off, right? And I just had a knack for it. Like, he always sees things in people that people don't see themselves. And I gave it a shot, and he was like, dude, what you're doing is you're just ecstatic about it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And we started it off, and I mean, here I am now. I feel pretty successful so far with what I've created.
Nice. Yeah, and now Quantic wasn't always called Quantic, correct?
No, it really wasn't. Quantic was actually called 007 back in the day, but you know, copyright issues, and I mean, they were really anal about that and did not want anyone using 007. Like, sue. So sue. I can't even speak. But we changed the name after like 7 meeting calls, like 6 hours each, like all for like a whole week, trying to figure out what name would be best. I mean, we went from like Zoonotic to Zoonotic to like freaking I mean the most ridiculous stuff. It was you'd laugh at some of the names we thought of. But I mean, we fell upon Quantic, and I mean, it's kind of like a homo. Wow, homo.
Okay, I just pulled off an aimbot move right now.
What'd you say?
I just pulled off the most craziest aimbot shot I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I shot through the floor and it killed somebody. Like random. It was a no-scope too.
I mean, it was always just 007, right? And we finally took the name up, and it was Quantic. I mean, a lot of people were like, what in the world? And some people were like, oh, I like it. You know, you're always going to get trolls or those who do and don't like, you know, it's changed. We had to do it.
So who initially thought of Quantic?
It was probably Synergy. Remember that program we used that kind of, it's like a word web, and you type in a word, and the word goes to like a giant format, and like we have other words that are similar to it. And somehow we fell upon Quantic. And I mean, it sounds legit. Like a lot of guys, there's a lot of names out there, you know. Of course, but you don't want to copy, but then you want to be unique at the same time. But Quantic just felt just right. Felt fast, strong, futuristic, ready to move. Yeah.
Right on. Now you just came out with your very first. Well, not your first. Sorry, your second montage.
Yeah, my second. We just called it version.
And it's a huge, very huge success.
It really was. I mean, it took a while editing that, and the only reason was because I wasn't sure if I was happy with what I had. I mean, it was, I put work into it, I had so many ideas, and I was like, should I go complicated, or should I go simple? But too simple is too bad, too complicated is over-editing, and that makes the gameplay look stale, you know?
Yeah.
So overall, I was like, wait, something I haven't seen in Battlefield is add a little Call of Duty in there. You know?
Yeah.
But then...
And by Call of Duty, you mean like the editing? Because there's a lot of really good Call of Duty edits. And why did you choose Call of Duty to be like a standard for your editing in regards to Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 3?
Nowadays, like it's a giant war between these games. I mean, you know, obviously November, BFC2 is coming out, MW3 was announced like today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trailers out there on G4. I mean, things are going crazy, but there's a lot of hate going on. And I mean, in Quantic, we have like pro teams. We have what, a Black Ops MLG team, and we have like.
You guys are sponsoring Leverage, correct?
Yeah, we are. Leverage, Next Threat. We had Influence. A lot of teams. I mean,
for those who are listening right now who don't know, Leverage was basically the #1 team, won the Dallas Cup.
Oh yeah, $10,000, $2,500 each. It was.
So they're basically the best team in what, North America?
Basically,
right now? Because it wasn't a world competition. It was just North America.
No, it was America. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was there. And MLG is worth how much you're gonna pay for hotels and just a ticket to get in. It's worth it, and the flight.
Yeah.
But overall, hold on, I'm killing somebody. Oh, there you go. Oh, you're Enigma. But overall, I mean, yeah, my first montage, I wanted to sync, you know, there's a lot of things that have been done in Battlefield, and I mean, obviously you know that, you're a veteran in making montages, you have like, what, 5 or 6 out so far, and I mean, you just spit them out, and they're always fresh with new ideas. I mean, Thready made one, and his was, the cinematics was insane. I mean, you would watch it like 6 times within an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just insane. That was the Michael Bay of Battlefield Bad Company. That's all I can say.
Yeah. It's perfect.
But me being new, I wanted to twist it up. I was like, I have a lot of Call of Duty friends. I have a lot of Battlefield friends. I want my Call of Duty friends to see what I see, like what I like, and understand how I feel when I play, how epic it feels when I'm doing this. But then again, I want my Battlefield community to understand, hey, you can do this too. You know, it's not just me, epic killer, you know, doing just the most ridiculous stuff, and nobody could ever see themselves doing it. I want the sense of relation. So I went, you know, added that into my montage, and I guess it was a success.
Yeah, huge success. And so you're kind of like introducing the Call of Duty fan base into what Battlefield is by simply just editing it like a Call of Duty standard video would be in the montage world, correct?
I mean, as you know, Call of Duty has a lot of competition. So, I mean, if you don't twist it up...
Well, I think that's one of the biggest complaints right now when it comes to Battlefield Bad Company 2 montages, is that the editing isn't really up to par to what, you know, you see in the, you know, COD franchise. And so I think, I mean, you're definitely on a good track where, you know, you're stepping up your game in the quality scene for Bad Company 2, and in return, it's allowing those who would typically shut their, you know, eyes and ears from a Bad Company 2 montage to open up and, you know, reconsider that, you know, maybe there is a beautiful world in Battlefield. And I get that too a lot in my videos, because a lot of people look at my gameplay and they're like, okay, this guy's a Call of Duty player, or, you know, a Call of Duty fanboy trying to play like Call of Duty on a Battlefield game, you know. And that's a lot of, you know, that's, you get that, and so and my point of view is pretty much the same way. It's just that you're trying to introduce a different audience and show people that, you know, there's more to Battlefield than, you know, what you would think. You know, people think, okay, you're spending more time in vehicles and running across, you know, large land scales trying to look for battles, you know. And I think you know, Bad Company 2, you know, we can show the audience, the Call of Duty audience, that, you know,
what it's really about. I mean, Call of Duty, you guys are like, every pub is a competition. You know what I mean? It's never really just a pub in your eyes. And I mean, a lot of guys who put out content make their pubs look like it's literally just for fun, you know. And I just want to show all aspects of it, you know. Like, I guess I can say my monster, you have moments where I'm like, oh, this happened, I died, because I'm not invincible. It's a game, you know. I died. You do die in these games. And like from then on, I was like, I died. I had an epic moment. I had a calming moment. Suspenseful, just all the feelings in one scenario, and I want all that.
Yeah. To
show that, like, all crowds.
Yeah. Now, before this match ends, what are some of the big things you're looking forward to in Battlefield 3?
Battlefield 3. I mean, like, Bad Company 2 actually answered a lot of my needs in a FPS. You know, just wide-scale battle, close range, long range, just everything you possibly ever wanted in one game. But Battlefield 3 seems to be like the next level. It's like not even version 2.0. It's like version 5.6 or something. You know, it's on the next level.
Yeah.
And if I was really asked for anything in Battlefield 3, I can't even say, because it just look. Wow, that's a really good question, actually. I mean, okay, here. What would you want in Battlefield 3? Maybe you'd formulate my thought process.
Well, I think they should remain true to the Battlefield roots. I think that's one thing they shouldn't lose sight of. Keeping things what made Battlefield, you know, in the core game of Battlefield 3. You know, like jets and vehicles. They've already confirmed a lot of things that we already know of. But I think one of the bigger things people are hoping for are things like mod tools. Which they've already, I think Zinto already talked about them not putting it in, at least now, because it's a very complex system. But what was the other things? There was a number of things. I think our game just ended here. But yeah, I think as long as Battlefield 3 stays true to its roots, then we should be, you know, in good shape. And I'm excited. I'm really excited for the game, and I'm sure you are as well.
Oh yeah.